target. Picking it up is Owen Tippett, turbocharge time. Tippett spins, backhander, he scores! Somehow, he just one-upped himself from the other night. Owen Tippett absolutely dazzling, and it's 5-1 Philadelphia.
This might be kidding me.
This was crazy. Owen Tippett, look at this goal.
Wide initially, he goes wide, cuts to the middle, and then the spinorama.
Goalies never see backhands coming, I'm telling you. Interesting to see Daily Sports Podcast news, narratives, takes, gambling, etc. Owen Tippett there. The Flyers are a surprise team in the NHL. They win, I think, again against Dallas. That's cool. Good for Philly. They got something to root for. But today, the big story is the throwdown. If you've heard RG3 say that he was ready to play a couple times this year, there's something you should know about him. He is harboring a lot of hatred and jealousy, I think, for how all of the stuff went down in Washington, which you would be like, well, that makes sense, right? That makes total sense. Because if you look at him now, you're like, man, a guy like that should be awesome in the NFL, especially these days. But Jay Gruden has recently found a Twitter account. He got a Twitter account. So Jay Gruden and RG3 are throwing down on Twitter. Throwing down. I don't even have an exact timeline. Jay Gruden deleting tweets. RG3 saying, I know where the bodies are buried. Don't play with me. Jay Gruden's like, look here. Okay, here we go. Like, you weren't prepared, right? So RG3 says, you told me you didn't know how to coach a QB who could throw and run like me, so it looks like you weren't prepared, Jay. You were right. We didn't have a good enough staff. So the staff included Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, and other people. This is probably the greatest professional football staff of all time. So, and then here's Jay Gruden. This is my favorite one. He tells RG3, they're still going back and forth on Twitter. He tells him to go race a pigeon, which he did at the combine. He raced a pigeon. Go race a pigeon, which it's stupid. I'm not playing games. I retired. You have a free invite to come on the show and discuss face-to-face. I know where all your bodies are buried, Jay. Don't play with me. Dude. This is wild. Actually, it makes a lot of sense. RG3 is jealous, and Jay, in one of the tweets, said, here it is. You weren't good enough. Kirk was better. Cleveland didn't want you. Baltimore didn't either. Quit blaming me. Facts. He did delete that. It was a step too far, even in Jay Gruden's eyes, I guess. I don't know. John Gruden, Jay's brother, might be the offensive coordinator in New Orleans for an organization that has no idea what's going on without Drew Brees, which is hilarious. Want to see something cool from Anthony Edwards in the NBA real quick? Watch him alley-oop to himself. I think this happened last night.
Game here in the Twin Cities.
Watch.
The moves by Edwards.
Oh, buddy. There's something about that play that seems like it should be illegal, but it totally isn't, which is legit. Love to see it. So, yeah, John Gruden back to the Saints. I don't know. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe it won't. Fox News chimed in on stuff, which is cool, because Gerard Mayo, who is the head coach of the New England Patriots, was asked about being the first black coach in New England history, which on one hand, everyone's like, dude, first one ever. It's been a long time. It's 2024. On the other hand, Bill Belichick's been the coach for like 25 years or something. So it makes sense because they've only had one coach for a long time. They asked the owner, what about this situation? He said, I don't see color, which is something that you used to say before like 2010. And now you don't say that anymore. And Gerard Mayo's like, I do see color. I believe you don't see color. You can't see racism. And then Fox News chimed in because they don't have enough to talk about. And they said, New England Patriots hire new woke coach. Boston, most racist big city in the Western Hemisphere. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on this situation for sure. Other coaches that Nick Sirianni has not been fired. He may be fired. Who knows? Here's Fletcher Cox, maybe a Hall of Famer, discussing what he thinks about questions about Sirianni.
You have confidence in if you do come back that
Play.
Confidence in him if he's also the head coach.
Like any news about what about Nick?
Nick, I mean, there's obviously some speculation about whether he may be fired or not.
Huh?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Nah, man, he head football coach of this team, man. Come on, man. There ain't even no discussion about that.
Yeah, okay, you don't think it's gonna happen?
Like, I don't got nothing to say about that, man. You a clown, bro.
You a clown. A lot of frustration in Philly. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know. There's a tight end for the University of Miami that was granted his 9th year of eligibility with COVID and injuries and stuff. So if you're going 18, he could be 27 now. 27. Cool. Buffalo's stadium is buried again. They're asking people to help out snow. Here's the official Twitter account. We're going to need snow shovelers again. That's cool. I like that. I don't know. The Super Bowl everyone is rooting for last year was Buffalo versus Philly. The Super Bowl everyone's rooting for this year is Buffalo versus Detroit. It's going to be Baltimore versus San Francisco. Probably they're better. I don't know. Baltimore might lose this weekend. I don't know. We'll get into the preview here in just a moment. Actually, let's just do it right now. It's the Super Divisional weekend. Just kidding. No one's calling that. 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday, 1 from each conference on each day. Here is the FanDuel Sportsbook schedule. 9.5 point spread. Biggest spread of some big spreads here. Bigger spreads than last weekend, if I remember right, actually. 9.5 point favorites, Ravens. 9.5 point favorites, Niners. 6.5 point favorites, Lions. 2.5 point favorite, Bills. That one's weird. The rest of these are interesting. 9.5 with the Packers going on the road. Here's what I know. The Niners are the best team in the NFL. They do have an Achilles heel. It is their coverage. Their corners. The Packers have like some machine that rookie receivers step out of and are just, they run 4 threes and catch everything. So I don't think the Packers are going to beat the Niners because I don't know how you stop Christian McCaffrey. I do know that they do have good defensive players. A lot of young dudes from Georgia. I think the Packers are going to win this game. So there are 3 big spreads. The home teams are not going to win all those games. No chance. I don't know who it's going to be. The Texans maybe. The Texans are babies though. Jordan Love, Packers quarterback, has been in the league for, this is his 3rd year. I don't remember. It's 2021, so it's 21 season, 22 season, 23 season. So this is his 3rd year in the league. 2 years behind Aaron Rodgers. Is that right? Or 3 years? I don't remember. This is like maybe this is his 4th year in the league. So he's experienced. He's not experienced as a player, but he's been in the playoffs before. And it's weird, like he just knows. He's been there before. He hasn't played in the game. It's not the same thing as C.J. Stroud, in my opinion. Weather's going to matter here a lot. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek-see. Weather, Baltimore. Baltimore weather, 10-day forecast. Saturday, partly cloudy, 27 degrees with 16-mile-an-hour winds. Yuck. What's the over-under? 43 under. Way under. Yeah, we'll take the under on Ravens-Texans. I'm not going to bet the spread here because the Ravens might win by that much. I don't think the Texans can run as much. The Packers, I think we take them to cover the spread. You might take them to win, and I definitely like the over's weird though. I don't know. This matchup screams that nobody can stop the other one. But Dallas looked really stupid. Brock Purdy, this is tough for him because he's had a couple really big moments and he screwed it up. And on one hand, getting hurt against the Eagles was a fluke situation. On the other hand, it did bail him out from perhaps screwing up on the road in Philadelphia. Just saying. That Eagles team is way better than this Eagles team. I think the Lions are going to cover against the Bucs. They look way different. They were missing a lot of people the first time they played, and they won by 14. It was closer than it appeared. Baker Mayfield missed some home runs for sure. He missed some big throws. In the first meeting, the Lions and Bucs were missing Brian Branch, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonah Jackson, and James Houston. And David Montgomery got hurt halfway through. It was a Craig Reynolds game, if you know who Craig Reynolds is. So I think the Lions to cover. And in the Bills and Chiefs game, I don't know. Nope, just going to sit back. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy Bills Chiefs. If I had to pick one to win, I'd pick the Bills to win in the money line, minus 144. It's going to be great. Last weekend was wild. You had the Texans in their revenge game against Deshaun Watson. You had the Packers murdering the Cowboys, the Lions, the Stafford Goff revenge situation. Bucks and Eagles, that was a full circle moment because the Jalen Hurts thing started by not being able to beat the Bucks in the playoffs, and then he got killed again by the Bucks in the playoffs. And here we have it again, the new Brady Manning, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes throwing down, and this week, and a lot of great quarterbacks this week. But it's funny, in the AFC, the quarterbacks are Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, C.J. Stroud, and Patrick Mahomes. In the NFC, either Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, Jared Goff, or Baker Mayfield are going to the Super Bowl. It's just, what a weird thing. What a weird. A lot of first overall picks, though. Every quarterback playing this weekend was a first-round pick. See if I can remember this off the top of my head. Baker first overall. Josh Allen, same draft, like 7th overall, somewhere in there. Goff, 1st overall. Stroud, 2nd overall. Lamar, 32nd overall. Jordan Love, like 27th overall. Brock Purdy, last pick in the draft. Interesting. It's fun. It's going to be great. Games start, I think, 4 on Saturday. Is it 3? 3 or 4 Saturday. Google it. Not 100% sure. All right. We're going to review on Monday. Bye-bye.